week, ladies. It's me again. I know it's been a while since I put a video up, but that's life sometimes. We've just kind of been busy and doing this and doing that, and just since Christmas and the first of the year and all, we've just been super busy, but I'm going to try to get back into doing the episodes. And as always, I usually do a song first, so I picked kind of one of the Stevie Nicks songs that I like because I do like a lot of her music. I think she's just a really amazing person and very talented, and very much kind of, I guess, like myself in a way, because I always considered myself kind of an old soul, kind of a gypsy hippie kind of vibey soul, and but anyway, I've changed clothes. We got back from church and having lunch with my mother-in-law today, so we got back and the weather's warming up, so I'm happy about that. I think it's supposed to be about 75 today, so real happy about that. But I'm usually how I usually do for those that may have just found my videos or wanted to start following and listening. I usually do a song first, and then we get on with the discussion and just talking about life in general and just different things that plague us, confront us, pretty much everything as women. So, and just day to day, everyday life too. So, I guess I'm just going to go ahead then and start. I'll push play on this. And I'm just going to walk over here for a little bit while the music plays. And then once it's done, we'll get started with the show. I'm making my way back over here. So, oh. Let's see, I was going to have that pillow for my back, but all right, I'm back. So, hope y'all enjoyed that. Just a little Sunday groove and one of my favorites. So, just everything about it. I like the words of it and the melody. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed. But anyway, as promised, we'll get ready to start the show, and it feels like I've got so much to catch up on since I haven't done one of these in a while. But like I said, we've been really busy, and just last Sunday, my husband and I didn't go to church. It was just a beautiful day, and we decided to go up to Rush, Arkansas, which is where it was basically an old, they call it a ghost town of Arkansas. It's long abandoned. And it was this thriving community from the late 1800s, I believe, up until like World War One. And there was still a few residents that lived around the area till I think it was like about 1950, I want to say. Sorry, I got to adjust. But anyway, it was really cool, and you guys can check that out on YouTube as well. And if you don't have time to watch, then my husband also recorded it to be just a like regular podcast too, and it's on iHeartRadio and Podbean. So you can listen to that episode on there where he should have it titled Rush, Arkansas and the ghost town and everything. But so me and him do a paranormal podcast as well. So I've kind of been busy with him on that. In fact, we'll be doing an episode this evening too. And you never know what kind of crazy, paranormal, cryptid, whatever comes to mind conversation we're going to have with our paranormal stuff. So, but for those that are just watching this video, maybe for the first time or tuning in, this is a video podcast that I do for all of us women, just everyday life, health, past traumas, mental illness, physical illness, everyday life, being a wife, mother, or, just whatever, spouse, partner, whatever, just, everyday life and what we may struggle through as women, the connections and the sisterhoods that hopefully will be forming. And so anyway, that was just kind of me recapping for some of y'all that may not have tuned in before. But I have other videos on YouTube also titled The Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind. And I'll actually have to look. I think this is like going to be episode 21, I believe. But I may have to double check that. But my first one, if you go all the way back to that, shorter and red hair. But I kind of introduced basically myself and kind of a little about me, what I've been going through, and a lot of different stuff. So, let's see. I have a lot of physical, chronic pain stuff. Well, I've got plantar fasciitis, and so I found this neat. I'm actually wearing one on my right foot. My right foot is worse off really than my left. My left, I don't really have as much pain in it, but there is a little bit of the tightness in that tendon that runs through there, which is your plantar. I guess anyway, it's hard to explain, but it's that tendon that runs in the middle part of your foot, and if it's messed up, it causes some toe and heel pain that's pretty bad sometimes. So, shoes, I kind of have to shop around and find what fits and what doesn't hurt really. And so I got a really amazing deal. I'm going to give a little spiel for Poshmark. They are awesome. I went on and looked at so many different pairs of like Doc Martin sandals, and I loved Doc Martens back in the day when I was in high school and stuff. And I guess, and I don't know why I would assume this, but I didn't think they were popular anymore. And then, of course, I met a really good friend who's so much like me. It's crazy. I mean, we're both just kind of, um, we're kind of old souls, but also like kind of these, kind of free spirited, hippie type, just in music as therapy. And I don't know, she's just my soul sister. But I noticed a lot of cute Doc Martens that she had, and I'm just like, and then I started seeing ads and advertisements even on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, they're. So I went on Poshmark anyway, guys, and I got the Blair sandal. It's a strappy sandal. It's got like the 3 straps, and then has like it goes around your ankle and buckles. And they are so incredibly comfortable. And here's the best part, y'all. I got an amazing deal. This seller on Poshmark, they were like brand new almost. I think she only wore them maybe once or twice, and they look brand new. I got them for $40. Yes, $40 for Doc Marten sandals in like new condition. And after the shipping and the tax or whatever, I think I paid like $47, which was just like an amazing deal. For those of y'all that are familiar with Doc Martens, you know that they're usually pretty pricey. They're leather and they're good soles on them and good footbed. It's kind of hard to explain, but they're very comfortable. And when you've got issues with your feet, Doc Martens are amazing. And I do plan on continuing to browse Poshmark for other good deals for sandals as well as in boots this fall and winter too to put back. But yes, I'm just like, yes, there's a reason why Doc Marten invented them way back in the day when he broke his ankle. They were very comfortable. And I'm wearing one on my right foot today, but I ordered these. Let's see, this is the bottom part. So it's basically like a little sleeve you put on your foot. Your toes, it's open. So, like, you can wear them with sandals and you're still open toed and all that. But it gives your foot from your middle, where you get a lot of the pain at, like basically about the ball of your foot, middle part, and heel, it's like compression. And so it helps with that pain. And I've actually been able to wear some shoes that I didn't think I could wear anymore because I would start getting toe pain around my middle toe. And it's just amazing what one little compression sock can do. I ordered one pair and then I just keep them washed. I'll usually hand wash it at night and hang it up to dry or whatever. And it's dry by the next morning. So, but I do plan on ordering like another pair or two, so I've got plenty. But right now, really, I only need one compression sock, and that's for my right foot. So, this little gym has been amazing. So, I was able to wear some shoes to church today that I thought I would have issues with, and nope, no problems thanks to this. So, I definitely recommend it, and you can find a pair if you've got plantar fasciitis like I do. You can find these pairs on eBay pretty cheap, and most of them offer free shipping. So, I mean, that was a win-win, and definitely for me. So, and that's one thing I do with my episodes is that when I find things like this, and and things that'll actually work for different chronic pain, whether it's your back, plantar fasciitis, other things. If I find something that works, I like to share that with y'all because I know a lot of you other women deal with these things, especially as we age or go through things. So yeah, when I was young, I could wear just about any shoe I wanted to, and now it's changed a lot at 47. Yeah, I have to shop around, and I'm definitely a fan of the Doc Martens now. And now I think as I'm getting older, I understand the importance of having nicer shoes, better quality shoes, because when you're young and you just buy shoes because they're cute, or you find a good deal or clearance shoes or $5 for a pair of shoes, sometimes it's probably not the best thing, because when you get older, you're going to pay for that. And I used to wear flip-flops like all the time. That was like my thing in the summer. Flip-flops, kick them off, be barefoot, whatever, and I'm paying for it now. So, but anyway, just thought I would share that. Poshmark, really good deals. Look for Doc Martens if you're a Doc Marten fan, whether it's the boots, the Mary Janes. I mean, people are posting all kinds of Doc Martens on there, and they all look amazing. You can look at the quality. They've got guarantees on Poshmark and everything. And I was very, very pleased with the seller. I ordered them on a Thursday afternoon, and I got them Monday, y'all. I mean, that was just amazing. I can't praise that seller enough. I opened up the box, and I was just so excited, and I pulled them out. I'm like, oh my goodness, these look brand new. So I was just really excited. So anyway, like I said, I like to share that with y'all. And I'm just trying to think. We've had a lot going on, things I could share with you guys. I know a lot of you other women out there, if you're around my age or even a little younger, you might have teens at home or about to graduate. My stepson, I'm so proud of him. He just turned 18 in February. I cannot believe the time has passed by so fast, and he's 18 now. Oh my goodness. How many of you women or moms are like that? I'm just like, oh my goodness, where'd he go? He's grown up. But he graduates in May, and he's got his plan ahead of him, and he knows what he wants to do. He's getting it all figured out, and I couldn't be happier. So I'm sure there's a lot of you other women that maybe have a graduate that's coming up here in May. So it's just crazy, and just like thinking about how things is going to be a little different and the changes, but it's all good. Let's see. I saw my very first PBR, which is professional bull riding. That was at let's see, that would have been the beginning of May, or not, the beginning of March. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we went the beginning of March. We had tickets for it, and it was so much fun. That was my very first one I've ever been to, and it was really cool. It kind of blew me away. It was just really fun to watch some of that up close and personal, watch the bulls come out and see how long they were going to stay on and that. It was just really fun, and I enjoyed that. And I know my husband did. He was hooting and hollering louder than me. Definitely the cowboy. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We went to Little Rock to see that, and stopped and had dinner before we went out there that day in a little place in North Little Rock called the Black Bear Inn. Or no, not Black Bear Den, Black Bear Diner. And it was really good. And they had these little bears. And my husband, being kind of sweet and romantic, bought me a little bear. And then I had to put like a little bracelet around her neck. So, but anyway, I thought that was kind of sweet and cute. So, I'm a big kid. I've got a lot of stuffed animals and things he's given me or Gabe's given me over the years, So, just really sweet. So I hang on to a lot of that stuff. I'm sentimental like that. I'm sure there's a lot of you other women that can relate to that, and being sentimental and keeping the little special stuff from your husband or kids over the years and that. So, but I guess, yeah, we've just been really busy. I'm trying to think when it was in January. I'm thinking it was around the end. Yeah, it was the end of January. I think it was I can't remember if it was the 30th or the 31st, but we went with my good friend. She actually graduated with my husband, but we're just like I said, we're like this. Don't know what I would do without her. She's a terrific friend, and glad I got to reconnect with her and everything. So, she went through the last guy she was married to. It was a pretty bad situation, and I'm glad she was able to get away from that and get out of that situation. So, her and her kids. So, very glad, because you don't want to stay in a relationship, especially an abusive one. And I applaud her. It's not easy to get out and start over, but she did, and she's doing quite well. So, you go, girl. So, but yeah, we went to go see. It was actually younger people, like the little guy that plays the guitar was just like 18 years old or whatever, and he is amazing. He would have made Eddie Van Halen's jaw drop, and they call themselves Jam Halen. They kind of do a lot of the Van Halen songs, and that just completely blew me away. They're so talented, and I'm one of these, I just love music, and I love to see talent like that, especially in young people. He is what you would call a guitar prodigy. So I have no doubt that that young man will go very far. After they played, then the main band came on, and he was basically like a tribute to Queen, to Freddie Mercury. It was like the Freddie Mercury tribute band group, and it was so good, y'all. He did an amazing job. The costumes, the moves, the songs. He blew me away. This guy can sing. He is so talented, and I was just like, wow, he has so much like Freddie Mercury up there. And what's crazy is they were touring and doing these shows every night, and he just got married. So they were basically, him and his wife were on their honeymoon, and he's sitting there touring and doing all these shows. But I mean, oh my goodness, the talent. He did an amazing job, and we were all like singing and cheering and yeah, and so that was a lot of fun. My dad, I don't know if any of y'all had seen in previous episodes, and my brother and I were very quite stressed out around Christmas and got through it all. I was on the phone with him a lot, but my dad was going through some major health issues and just different stuff. They said he had dementia, but he has actually done like a 360 on me and my brother. He has gotten so much better. He's doing wonderful. I've been talking to him on the phone, and he moved in with my brother and my brother's girlfriend, and he is just thriving. He is doing amazing, and all I can say is God and prayers were answered. It's almost like he doesn't have it, or if he does, it's very minimal compared to the way that he was acting around Christmas. And my brother and I were skeptical anyway. We're like, this doesn't just come on that rapidly and that quickly. So we kind of have our own kind of theories through talking and texting and everything, that it may have been something else health-wise going on that was causing the confusion. And see, right before, well, it was right after Thanksgiving and right around the beginning of December, my dad's sodium dropped dramatically. And there was a lot of issues going on. And I don't know. All I can say, y'all, is God is good. And I just prayed and prayed. And there were so many little hills and bumps in the road, but my brother and his girlfriend contacted Circle of Life, and they're a really great group. They bring, nurses come over and they check on him during the week, and they'll give my brother and her a break, and he can go stay for like 5 days and then come home. If he had some falling issues, And so he went and stayed for a week. And then me and Sean went up there, my husband, and we got to go visit with Daddy for a while. And it was such a great visit. And right after that, he went back home and they cleared up another condition he had while he was there, and just kind of a blockage. He wasn't able to go as well. So they gave him some medication so he could go. And basically, after that, when they got him home and he was feeling better and able to go to the bathroom like normal and, normal functions, let's just say it that way, he completely turned around and he has just been thriving with my brother. And I'm just tickled pink. And we get to go up April 16th to see my brother and visit Dad and all that, and go for my brother's birthday. So and my brother said, "Sis, I'm actually looking forward to my birthday now." He goes, "I really wasn't before. I was worried about Dad. He's like, I just wasn't in the mood for even my birthday. And since Dad has turned around, he is so happy now. So I'm so excited and happy for my younger brother that he's going to be able to enjoy his birthday now." I turned 47 December 28th. So April 20th is his birthday, and he'll be 41. He'll be turning 41. So, and I'm just so happy. We're going to go up on a Thursday because he's off on Thursdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. But we're going to go up Thursday, April the 16th to celebrate his birthday. So I'm super excited and happy for that. So that's another thing to look forward to. And family is so important. And I hope that a lot of you women out there have that structure and good family and things like that. I know from experience, life and things are not perfect, and I've talked about it in the past, some of my past episodes, the past traumas and different things I've kind of gone through in my life, and all the way back from junior high and bullying to bad relationships, a bad first marriage, abusive bad first marriage, and then just starting over again. I've been married to my husband Sean now for almost 11 years. It'll be 11 years, September 11th. I'll be 11 years married. And we were kind of a whirlwind, but like I said, I talk about some of that in some of my other episodes, so you guys might want to backtrack and pull some of those up, and as I kind of go into more detail on things. But that's why I want to do this, because I know a lot of us have chronic pain. We have mental issues, like I suffer anxiety and a lot of OCD issues. I have chronic back pain, lumbago and sciatica of the right side. I have plantar fasciitis, which is worse in my right foot. I think primarily due to my back. And it just kind of goes down. I've got sciatica, which is that sciatic nerve. So I've got a lot of issues with that hip down to my knee and even my foot. So yes, the foot doctor says it's plantar fasciitis, but I'm pretty sure it's caused due to my back. And even he said a lot of foot pain can be occurring because of your back. So I do definitely believe that. I think when one thing is messed up, it can trigger other things. So but I guess everything's been going good. Like I said, we've just been busy, and like any life and people and living together and being married for so long, you have your ups and downs. So, but I think we're pretty happy and do pretty well. I like to go donate plasma when I can. I think that it's a good thing to be able to do. It helps other people, and you're also in how do you say that? you're compensated for it. You get paid for that too. So I mean, it's kind of nice to earn a little bit of money, and they put it on your little parachute Visa card, and then you're also at the same time doing something that's medically beneficial to other people that need to use those plasma products. So I feel good about it. And so I had gone Friday and got my money, and it was loaded onto my card. So I took my husband and my stepson out yesterday, and we got to go see a matinee for that Project Hail Mary movie. And oh my goodness, y'all, very good movie. So if nobody's seen it, definitely go check that out if it's still playing in your theaters. Yeah, Project Hail Mary. It was really, really good. And then we went out to eat and had dinner and all that. So it was just a really nice evening. So you take those good days and just enjoy them, you know. I definitely have so many good memories and moments and good days with my husband now compared to my ex-husband in my past. So, but like I said, some of my other videos we've talked about, well, I've talked about past traumas and just trying to get over that, forgiving people that have hurt you in the past, and that's not always easy. I don't know that I can fully forgive my ex-husband for everything that I went through, but at the same time, I feel like I kind of can for me. And just knowing that my ex-husband, the life that he had growing up, and he was a broken person too, and just had a lot of baggage on top of really becoming an alcoholic. Um, This man drank beer after beer after beer after beer. It wasn't the hard liquor, it was the beer, but that's still alcohol, and he would drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. So, and I used to drink a little when I was younger, and I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm perfect or anything, because when I was younger, I drank some. I've been drunk before. It's not a good feeling. I've been sick from it before when I was real young, and you start learning, you know, you turn 21 and you have drinks and shots and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely have had my moments, but him, it was different. When you don't know when to stop and you have to do it every single day almost, yeah, you've got problems. And the older I got, I really didn't care for it much, and oh my goodness, I hardly ever have a drink now, but I'm not going to sit there. If some of y'all out there do a little drinking, and that's fine. I mean, we went to that music show, and I hadn't had a drink in a long time, but I got me a little drink while we were there. Just one. That's all I really needed. Um, and I had a good time. I enjoyed the music and had a good time and rocked out, but I didn't have to have all that stuff to have a good time. But like I said, I'm not going to criticize or chastise anybody if y'all do drink. That, you know, if there's somebody out there that likes to have some drinks, you know, that's fine. When I was married the first time, when you're married to an alcoholic and you deal with a lot of emotional abuse and neglect and occasional physical abuse, some pushing and things like that had occurred, it does something to you. I just got to a point where I personally didn't really want to have much ever to drink. I just felt like I didn't need it, and being with someone that was like that was hard to take, you know. But like I said, I have no problems with it, and I can be around somebody that's drinking and it doesn't bother me, because I know that they're not my ex-husband and not an alcoholic or things like that. It doesn't bother me. And I can choose to have a drink, or I can choose not to drink, and most of the time I don't. So, but anyway, I don't I don't want to get too heavy, but I know sometimes my show does, and I may bring up things from the past or things that do bother me. I have a lot of issues today because of some of the past traumas. Anxiety problems and OCD stuff does run on my dad's side of the family. So I'm one of these people, I don't blame all of the trauma things I've been through on why I am the way I am, because I know some of it's hereditary too. When you get mental stuff, it's hereditary. But some of the traumas and things I've been through in my life have contributed to that, and it all bubbled to the surface. When I was married to my ex-husband is when I first started really noticing or really getting full-blown anxiety. I didn't know what was happening to me. And for some of you women out there that may have dealt with this, I started getting panic attacks bad, and the anxiety, I had no idea. I didn't do any research on this. I didn't know what it was, you know. It got to a point, there were times I went to the emergency room. I thought I was having a heart attack. And they started talking to me about, well, are you on any anxiety medicine and this and that? There was one time when it first happened that I actually had a full-blown panic attack in a doctor's office. And that was scary. I usually have a pretty good handle on that now. I haven't had like a major panic attack in a while. And usually when I know it's happening, I had gone through counseling when I was married to my ex-husband, which, by the way, I definitely recommend counseling when you're going through stuff like that, and especially if you're in a bad relationship. Because when I started counseling and turned my life around, I was able to say, I want a divorce. I want out of this. And luckily, he was one that he didn't love me or care about me enough to want to say, no, I don't want to lose you. Or I gave him options to go to the counselor too and speak to him, because I was like, if this will help us and mend things and get you help too. But he didn't want to do it. And he also agreed to the divorce and actually pushed the divorce through pretty fast. Within a month, I was divorced, and I was happy because I just wanted out of that situation and I wanted to start my life over. And at the time, I was 36 years old, and I started talking to this really sweet country guy that I wasn't even sure was my type at first until I got to really talking to him every day, and then meeting him and his son in person, who is now my stepson. He was 7 at the time. But I met Sean. He was 33 and I was 36, and we were a whirlwind and got married in 2015. So not long after my divorce, actually, and I had moved out on my own and had my own apartment and stuff again, and I met him. But and like I said, it'll be 11 years in September. So I'm telling you this to all you women out there that may be going through things. It does not matter how old you are. You can turn your life around and start it over again. You can. You most definitely can. And I know it's a scary thought. And when you've got to walk away from everything, take your share of whatever, and start your life over again, it's scary. That's hard to do. I know. I've been there in those shoes. And I went to, some of the food pantry places, and like a place in Conway called the Bethlehem House that helped me with food. And I was like, I'm just divorced. I'm on my own. I just need some help. And there's always people and places in church and stuff that will help you. So don't ever think you're stuck and you can't have the courage enough to say you want a divorce and start your life over again, because I did. And if I can do it, y'all, anybody can do it. And you just get a support system around you, and you can do it. You can. But don't mean to get heavy on y'all on this Sunday, but that's what this show is about too, is just that encouragement and that talking about things like that. And me doing this show and being able to talk and get things that are still maybe back in my mind or that weighs on me from time to time, it's good to get those things out. And especially if they can encourage and build somebody else up and be like, hey, I've been there. I've been in those shoes and you can do it. So that was one reason why I wanted to do this, the Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind, because I felt like I could help other people out there that watched it and, you know, could relate to certain things, you know, or maybe have gone through the same things or they're going through that. And if it can help you as much as it's helped me, then I think that it's worth it. And I think, you know, a lot of women can come together and have this sisterhood and friendship, build each other up. And, you know, me and my good friend have talked about this, and she is a really sweet friend. And I think it's so important to have those friendships and those encouraging friendships, those kind words, and a friendship where you lift each other up, you help each other, and you're there for each other is a really great thing. And I'm so very lucky and fortunate that I have such a great friend that I can talk to pretty much on a daily basis, or, you know, even if I'm busy and miss a day, then we can message the next day and pick right back up where we left off. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. Even when life gets busy and we're doing different things, we can still be like, oh, hey, how you doing, girl? And just pick up from there and just, you know, message or talk, or once in a while when we got some free time, just try to meet up or have lunch and that kind of thing. And it's just a really good thing. And I encourage all of you guys out there to have at least, you know, your group of friends or a certain friend that you talk to a lot. It's always a good thing. And like I said, I think a lot of us can have that sisterhood and build each other up and be there as a support system. It's so important to have those friendships. So, and I hope that y'all do, and I encourage that. And if you guys ever want to message me or anything, my Facebook page is Crystal Renee Vines, and that's Crystal with a K. Last name is Vines, V as in Victor, INES. And then, so you can message me there, or you can email me, and it's all lowercase. It's crystal.vines78@gmail.com. And I'd love to hear from you guys. I know life gets busy, we get busy. But if somebody out there wants to message me or say, hey, I've been through this, I can relate to that, or here's my story, I'd be glad to hear it, because sometimes if you're going through something and you reach out to another woman message, and just typing it out can make you feel better. Just being like, wow, I had the courage to write that out and message somebody. And I guarantee you probably feel 100% better. If not 100%, you'll definitely feel a little better than how you're feeling. And I can relate and understand and message you back and be a support. And I don't mind doing that. And if I don't message back right away, I will get back to you. I will do that. I always do. And a lot of times I stay up a little later in the evenings kind of watching TV or my shows, or kind of scrolling Facebook. So I'd love to hear from you guys. If you want a message, I'm here. And like I said, I'll shoot you something back and just let you know that I've seen it and I understand, and I'll be praying for you. So just trying to be that encouragement out there. So, well, I hope you guys have a really great Sunday afternoon. And I hope you enjoyed the music in the beginning and some of the conversation and even the heavy. So, and you guys have a really great week, and I'm going to try to get back into doing this a little more regular. Life gets in the way sometimes and we get busy. We're heading towards summer and graduation for my stepson. I'm so proud of him. So, But I'm going to try to get on here as regular as I can and get y'all some episodes out. And like I said, shoot me a message. I'm here. Spread peace and love, and I'll talk to you guys the next time. Bye.